and gentlemen, welcome to the final, second to final, best of the best Vader 6-inch figure series. This would be the three Mafex figures. Now there is a fourth. It's a hologram. It's all blue, see-through plastic. I don't have it, and I have no desire to have it. And like I said, this series is about which ones are the most accurate to the movies, which ones are the best. And unfortunately, a full-fledged hologram. He never even appeared in a full-fledged hologram. Just in that small one inside the AT-AT in Empire Strikes Back. So um, that's why I don't. And if you see it for under $40, I would suggest getting it. But right now it's in the $40 to $60 range. Anyway, what I do have for you is the original Return of the Jedi Darth Vader Mafex figure. I have the Revenge of the Sith one, but we're going to look at, and the Rogue One. It's a little bit customized, so we're going to have to probably discount it for the overall. However, it is really good. Okay, so let's get into it. Real quick, too, please stick around after the video. I've spent about 5 days of editing and trying to perfect and giving you the ability to simply watch the different pictures as they go by, showing you in detail every single aspect of every figure with each pair of hands, each accessory on. That way it's much faster, it's much more smooth than watching me stumble around try to put them on and off. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the first one. First one comes with an Anakin head. Sebastian Shaw. Or is it Sebastian Stan? Sebastian Shaw, I believe. So there you go. And you've got the burnt. And like I said, in the pictures, there's going to be a lot more details. Let's get into the figure first. As far as the hands go, they are accurate. They have the best paint apps on these figures, I swear. As far as accuracy to the movie, this is the Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader, down to a T. I mean, this is really him. So well done. If you look, and what's one thing I pointed out in the videos, by the way, you have full 360 on the hands, easily replaceable. Let's see if we can go ahead and get the good, there you go. You'll notice it's vertical. Unlike in Rebels and in Rogue One, where he's got the more reddish eyes, and he has horizontal gloves, which is, they also stay true to it with the Revenge of the Sith. Let's get back into it. Okay, we have a wire out here. All Mafex figures like this come with it, and it just allows you to set the cape kind of however you want. I've kept it in this pose for a long time, with just having it kind of curled in, like he's walking through, like he's, walking Luke up the stairs, that kind of thing. But you can full Batman it if you want. I mean, if you really want to go take it off of there, take it off of the shoulder. Now, while we're looking at this, let's go ahead and show you. His pauldrons are awesome because they're plastic, they're thick PVC, and they're on their own hinge. So guess what? It's a Vader figure that you can go all the way up. You can rotate the arm as far as you want. You have a double, that's how far the hand will go. All the way up. Excellent joint there. And then, like I said, you have actually, in the wrist area, in the gauntlet area, you're able to move it there, as well as in the hand 360. Beautiful paint apps, of course, all through here. Let's see if I can get a close-up for you. Now, there's some PVC down here. I loosened it. It's 3 loose pieces on this particular one, the original. I used a hair dryer. I'm going to show you in an instance what happens when you don't use it on the Revenge of the Sith figure. Alright, let's get into it. He also has an upper torso ball joint. His head, of course, goes this far down. Oh, well, sometimes you can pop it off if you pull too hard. Sorry. Okay, pull down, and then you can go back up. I've had this figure for quite a while, so yeah, blame me on that one. I've had them on display for a while. Okay, so look at the accurate paint. Look at this. And like I said, please stick around for the pictures. That's why I'm going fast through this, because I have these very well detailed. And there you go. They even went to the trouble of putting the back of Anakin's head in there burnt, or I should say Vader's head. And then you even have down here, the cybernetic collar. And then you can see the splayed out cape. Mine has a little spot I need to get fixed. Now back to this. You have the upper torso movement. Then you have the actual hip joint. So you can really get some ridiculously good posing out of them. On the leg will come all the way up. And leg will go back as far as the PVC will allow. I recommend not going any further than that. But you can take the leg all the way back. Look at that. You can take it all the way up. It has a double right there. Let's see. That's as far. That's one thing. And then you have the double jointed, right? The gauntlets, nice and smooth. And the one thing I like too about the paint app is that they made it look, because it's leather here. In the movie, it's more gauntlet built down here, boots. So they matched it. And it gives it that appearance. Whereas some of them, it's all super slick and shiny everywhere, and it doesn't actually look like he's wearing different materials. As far as the foot goes, what you'd expect, you have a rocker, you have a ball joint, so you can go fully down, fully up. You can twist it to the left, pronate it, supinate it out. You can move the toe separately, the toes up, which I actually have found to be useful sometimes in certain poses for holding it. And as the leg will turn. It's on a ball joint like that. Unlike SH Figures, though, you cannot pull it down and make it taller or lift it up to make it higher. Same with the shoulders, but you really don't need to. Okay, let's go into one other thing before I get into my one critique. The lightsaber, it's excellent. The color is perfect. The paint app is great. And then watch this. This is the only one, by the way, of the Mafex that just came with one saber. This one is multi-use. If you look right here, there's a teeny tiny little hole. Teeny tiny. And so you just push that right against here. You'll see this little black piece. Okay, so it goes right in, just like, and it's not easy, trust me. Let's see. Even after having done this many times. There we go. But, the good thing is once you do it, you don't have to do it a lot. You can take off, so here's that. Got the, styling and profiling. If you want to, you can swing the cape back around, swing the cape up front. He's styling, he's profiling, he's Darth Vader. Alright, so now the other thing that I want to show you. And remember, please stick around for the pictures at the end of the video. Alright, one other thing I want to show you is that his hand, I do want to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to take all the hands off. That's why I did the picture separately, to save us all some time. You can take it off at the glove, or at the point of the gauntlet. You pull it out, and check this out. This is so cool. There's a stump. You take the stump, you just get it in there. Now you want to get it in just right so that it matches with the rest of the arm. There we go. And check out the paint job on that. Now, the only thing that's missing is having the wires be a little bit burnt and extending. But other than that, let's see if we can get a real good. There you go. Look at that paint job. Isn't that amazing? And in person, it's even better. You can see a metallic shine to it. And so there you have, while we're doing it, I'll quickly pull off his helmet, which, by the way, has a peg. And it's a nice peg. It goes through the head. And now here's how, I looked online one time. Nobody had shown people how to take the head off properly. Well, here's how you do it. Carefully, for one thing. You just give it a little left, right, horizontal shake while holding the bottom of the grill. Then the top comes off, the head comes off, and then you grab the Anakin head. And he has just a snap in, matches right here. You snap it right in, and he has the vocabulary, his little, there we go, he's hooked up. And let's give you the full look of him. There we go. And now you can see it was isn't that quick? Isn't that easy? It's very complete. It's ridiculously accurate to the movie. The paint apps are great. The only thing now I want to talk about, and it's the same criticism to all four all Mafex figures so far for Vader. The arms are too skinny. They do need to make them thicker. Dave Prowse had 22-inch arms, I believe, 6'8", somewhere around there, 6'6". He was huge. So that would be nice, but once again, you really can't complain when you have this much articulation, this great and apt job of multi-layered paint. I mean, you have so many options, and as I showed you, you get the Mafex stand. This is a stand that comes with every Mafex figure that you buy brand new. Comes in, snaps around, and this will close and adjust to any way you want. So you can have them in a floating position or whatever position that you want. Or you can do what I do and just put it wide and use it like a support structure. But you could also have him kind of on his hands and knees like he just got knocked down by Luke. So that's that for that one. That is the Darth Vader Return of the Jedi Mafex. I believe it's listed as number 54 for some reason. It's a higher number. I'm not 100% on that one. But this is the first one they made, and it's probably one of the best. Let's get you a close-up. Moving in slow. Love that. Just check out that paint on the chest box. Check out the paint on the damaged hand. It's awesome. And then just to show you, in addition to all that, you get, now since I had his right lightsaber holding hand on, so I had that spared. This is the lightsaber holding hand. I'll bring that up to you. And once again, the pictures of all this. This would be the other one. I have him splayed out. So with the left hand, so this is the right one. You get a pair of pointer fingers, left and right pointers. You get kind of what I call the fish hand or the handshake, the soft handshake hand. There you go, right there. And then you get two fists in case you want to have him go boxing, or if you just want to simulate him being really angry and crushing somebody using the Force. Just so much you can do. You can change the pose every day of the week. All right, let's get to the Return of Revenge of the Sith version. He wasn't on screen for long, but they made a great figure. All right, just pull him off of it. Once again, he has the same Mafex stand. Sorry about the little sounds from hitting the mic. All right, first off, let's show you the differences. Once again, screen accuracy. You will not see any silver chains or any of that stuff I complain about. In that movie, at the end of the movie, I watched it to make sure, it actually does match this coloring. He had almost all black, with just a slight hint of metallic silver in this. This was the darkest one he had. Now this one, the skinny arms actually makes sense since we know it was Hayden Christensen in there, and he actually looked kind of like it if you watch the last scene where he crosses his arms. Well, it's true. Once again, you have a helmet that will come off, and here you get to see freshly burnt young Vader. And that is just awesome, I think. In person, it really looks amazing, especially. And like I said, they have all the contact points from the movie that weren't even shown, in Revenge of the Sith, but they matched it to Return of the Jedi. They kept their line in sync, basically. Mafex makes sure, not just in scale, but as well as in design. Everything is the same. Now, in this one, you do not have separate pauldrons. In this one, the pauldrons just have a little bit of a cut to him. Now remember, he's not meant to do a lot. I mean, he's the Revenge of the Sith Vader. He just got done. The only thing we saw him do was rise off the table, scream, no, and then basically walk up a bridge, look dirty at Tarkin, and stand there with the Emperor looking at the Death Star. So they didn't have a lot to go off of. Now up here, you have a nice torso. You still have the same ball hinge up on the upper chest. You have a ball hinge down here. Now, this is one thing I hear a lot from people, is that it has dad bod, if you will, and you can kind of see that when I hold them up. I'm not sure if you can on the camera. Let me try to get as close as I can. It kind of gives that impression because they molded the cape in the robe into here, and then this is supposed to be the robe, the PVC. The paint apps on this are simply astounding. They just pop. Look at that. And, you have all that, and of course you have the clip for his lightsaber. I mean, he does come with a great deal of stuff. Same articulation, 360 on the arm, 360 on the shoulder. You have a bicep. You have a shoulder itself joint. Then you have a joint up in, I call it the triceps. Then you have this joint that moves it all the way in. He can cross it all the way. He'd make an excellent crossing guard. Get across there. Anyway, 360 on the hands, of course. Down to the feet, the legs. Again, check out the paint. Check out the paint. And they even put pleats into it to give you a better idea of what he's looking like. So there you go. And then he has the feet that do the same thing. Ankle rocker, side to side. And toes pivot up and down. You can get this far. You can get that high. You can turn them all the way out and all the way in. Now, one thing issue I have, in addition to the skinny thing, but that's going to apply to all of them, but this one it actually works with, is the PVC is really tight. You cannot, check out what happens when we get the legs wide apart. They're going to be pulled together. Here's what I did with my original Vader. I kept him in as wide a stance as possible for a long time, so if you choose to get that. By the way, the original Vader, the best prices to pay are between 45 and 60. 54, it seems to be the average. That's a fair price. If you don't pay anything over 60, that's just not reasonable. As far as this one, it's in the 60 range, and the Rogue One I'm about to show you, it's in the $60 to $69 range with free shipping usually on eBay and other places. Just check it out. But okay, so back to this. One thing though, once again, Mafex does not mess up. He does have the wire, so you can adjust the cape however you wish to adjust it. So if you want to get it just right, let's get that lifted a little bit. All right, and so I don't know. I decided that I wanted him to have a look of just kind of just being kind of, okay, he's upset, but he's also pointing accusingly at the Emperor. Remember, it's your, like Bob Ross said, it's your world. Do what you want with it. See, you can get a really good, you can get whatever position you want out of the cape. It's amazing. Another trick though, if you want to get this PVC loosened up, is use a hair dryer on it. Be careful not to use it on, to just focus on these parts. Hold it out while using the hair dryer and hold it for about 5 minutes on each piece, and then do that a couple of times, and it will be loose enough to get a real good wide stance out of him. Now let's check out his head. First I want to show off the arrangement of arms. So we have, as far as arms go, where we have a lightsaber that seems to be missing. Anyway, as far as the hands go, you have two pair. Of kind of just a, it's not a grasping, it's like a shaking your hand kind of hand. And once again, there are extremely accurate HD pictures coming up. You have kind of, like I told you, the handshake. It's the same one as you just saw. He has a left pointer finger, just like the right that's currently on. He has what I like to refer to as the force hands. That's a pair. Then he has more of a shaking one here. And then you have two fists, just like the other one. Now, here's where the difference is. You have this. If you take a close look, you'll see that this is actually his fist at the end scene. At the end scene of the movie, he crosses his arms. So you can actually snap it off here, and you'll see pictures of it in detail, so it'll save some time, where you literally snap, you pull off the arm, and you just plug it in on each one of these, see right there, and then you have him crossing his arms excellently. Now, he can cross his arms quite well without that. So it's up to you whether or not you want to do it. I think they added that is just to be able to say, hey, look at all the stuff we can do. Now you also have two lightsaber holding hands, so you have a once again ton of options. All right, and again we have a lightsaber that will just slide right in. Here we go. On this one, it's in the black part, so you can't see the hole, and it does not stay on very strong. I want to point that out. Now, he does have, of course, a fully functional red blade. And let's go ahead and show you the head. Again, I have tons of pictures coming up right at the end of my yapping. So we pull off this, and here's what you do again. Hold the bottom, give it a little wiggle, give it a little, okay, give it more than a little wiggle. There we go, a little pressure. Just be careful, you know, you don't want to mess your thing up. And then we go ahead, and this is the younger version. Now I got some interesting notes about this. People tease and say it looks like Peanut Head. Well, not really. Let's get up close, and you can see he has the yellow Sith eyes. He is a young Anakin. However, people are like, it doesn't look like Hayden Christensen. No, it doesn't. But you know what it does look like? A younger version of the return of Sebastian Shaw. What Mafex decided to do was stay true to the brand, in some way stay true to the fans that didn't like these special editions or whatnot, or the changes. Anyway, they just basically de-aged Sebastian Shaw's face. Then they gave it all the same burns that Anakin had, and you can see that. And by the way, you can move it all around once it's on, just like you could with the other Vader. And so, and you have the collar. It's excellent. So well done. Look at, they paid attention to everything, and the slickness of it. It's just like you could almost see the fresh paint. So I believe that's what they did. They just basically de-aged Sebastian Shaw, and then they put the burn marks, and then of course over, I don't know how long it was between then and Return of the Jedi, 20 years, 30 years, I'm not sure. But either way, he, aged, but as he used the dark side and his health chambers and whatnot, he, healed more and more. So that's one of the another amazing things you can do with that Mafex figure. Let's go ahead and throw him on here. And once again, you can say if I want to clasp it really and just go crazy and have him do it, you can pull it off. Now, I want to say that they do not hold very strongly, but here you go. He's floating. You've got a floating Vader. He's kind of doing a backflip. There you go. As you can see. Alright, and once again, it comes in. The reason I'm not showing the boxes and all that is I really don't want to take up too much of your time. This video, I've been working for 5 days on this video to get it just right for you folks, because I really want it to be just right for you. I wanted it to be thorough, because I know when I looked up Mafex figures videos, they weren't very thorough. And now again, this is part of the best series. Now I'm going to have to choose a favorite. This part's going to be hard because, alright, this is the Rogue One Vader. Now mine is custom. I want to point that out. These are the PVC leg parts of the robe that go around the legging. That was taken off, and the 40th anniversary Vader tunic was put in. So you can see that. You can see that all the way around. It went all the way in, and so that this technically is exactly how he appeared in the movie. Now, even without the customization, though, it's an amazing figure. If I had to choose just one figure to get, well, it would be a tie. I can't choose this one officially for my best of the best due to the fact that mine is customized, but I would suggest that this is it's tied with one of the best. Definitely a good investment. Heck, I think buying all three obviously is a great deal. But make sure, now this one, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay $60 to $75. That's the range. As you'll see, check this out. This is really amazing. Oh, sorry, Lord Vader. Okay, he's really falling apart. check this out. The horizontal gloves are there, and the gauntlet, exactly like the movie. Now take a look into his eyes. You can actually see his face, just like in the movie. Slightly see his eyes behind there. I don't know how the heck they did that. Once again, they do give you the option to take the helmet off, and of course, in this one, he's healed up a little bit since Revenge of the Sith, obviously. So he's a little bit closer to what he'd be in Revenge of the or Return of the Jedi, which of course we know only happened 4 or 5 years later. But I'll go ahead and show you. He does once again bring back the pauldrons that are on tabs, or excuse me, on their own pegs. So you can move him up, you can get him into this position, you can rotate the 360, you can do all that, you can bend them, you can get the triceps roll, 360 on the hand. The one thing I want to show you is how amazingly detailed this lightsaber is. So here you go. Take a look at this. Now, once again, the pictures will show it. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that? And he comes with one that's for display only. I'll go ahead and show you that. Once again, I showed you all the hands. He comes with the exact same set, though, as pretty much the exact same set as the previous ones. And getting this lightsaber out is not easy. Alright. The same one is, the difference is all of his have the horizontal pads. Just to show you that Mafex did not cheap out and just go, okay, we're just going to make the same exact thing for this Vader. They did not do that. Now this one, you just take this beautifully made saber. It's just as good as the other one, except there's no way to plug it in. So it's designed only to be on this hilt. Now, there is one thing that all the companies do that I do not quite understand why they do it, but they like to have it hang by, there we go. They like to have it hang by, upside down, really. If he were to grab it in that direction, it would be like having a gun aiming at you instead of aiming at the ground. Minor complaint. As far as articulation, he has the same upper torso, hip, or hip, if you wish to call it. Some people say this is wrong. I don't mind because it matches the movie. It looks a little bit like a life preserver. I get it. Leg goes up. He has very flexible. Once again, you have the toe flex. You have the ball, left, right, up, down, side to side. It's not as noticeable of a side to side rock as on the other ones, but once again, it's just not necessary. And you can even have him do a cross leg kind of thing. I like to have him in the position. This is just my personal preference. And once again, you could do this customization yourself, and you would enjoy it. And I went and popped that little extra saber, and that's an extra saber. By the way, the Revenge of the Sith one does have that extra saber as well, specifically designed to go to his side. So anyway, this Vader is amazing. Of course, it has the same. I like to do the final stance where he's the wind. Well, I don't know how there was space and wind, or wind and space, excuse me, at the end of Rogue One, but whatever. And kind of give it like a little bit of a push. See, it's all happening. Be careful, please. That's another thing, a warning. This can tear this very thin material easily. So be very careful when you're adjusting the cape. Be as careful as you would adjusting anything else. Now, as you can see, though, I do have the tunic. And, you can get the early bird Darth Vader box. You remember that one that was like $50? I think it's $15 to $17 on Amazon right now. It might be cheaper on eBay. I don't know. If you just wanted to get a Vader just for the express purpose, or go to your toy store or find one loose on eBay, and you could, take the tunic off, take the PVC off, and have a 100% movie accurate Vader, Rogue One, which is what I've always wanted. But once again, Mafex is the closest to movie accuracy that I've seen. He does have skinnier arms, and I had tried to keep him in that pose or maybe move it a little bit just to kind of give you that feeling that he's in that hallway and he's throwing that guy up into the ceiling. Everybody has to remember that iconic moment. Now, once again, like I said, these Mafex stands don't trust them as much as you would a Play Kai Arts one or something like that. There you go, boom, and he's choking, throwing, and stabbing. Let's go. He's going for a swing to take somebody out. Now I have to pick my favorite. Okay, this is not going to be easy for this best of the best series. Once again, I truly recommend all three of these because they just have so many accessories. They have so many different things that can be done, so much attention to detail, and so much just time and effort put into movie accuracy. And, it's one of the few that you can get. Once again, the only gripe I have is the gripe about the skinny arms. I mean, it's not a big deal to me, but I can see it being a big deal to others. Now, it fits perfectly on the Revenge of the Sith one, but let's face it, that's a little bit skinny, but he still looks amazing. I'm gonna have to give it to the original. He comes with the extra of having the hand cut off with immaculate painting. He has all the same articulation, looser PVC so you can get the legs around, and an amazing paint job. You have Sebastian Shaw. They do deserve a shout out for just de-aging him and sticking to their line so that Revenge of the Sith one would match this, just as a younger version and fresher burns. You have the helmet with the head on the back. You have the saber. It's just one saber, but you can use it as his saber with the blade on. There's a little stud for it, and you just pop it in. So you get a lot of use without any unnecessary extras, if you will. Like I said, with both the Revenge of the Sith and the other one, you have... So, okay, Return of the Jedi is the winner. Alright, there we go. That was hard to decide. After 5 days, 6 days actually, of working on this. So I'm going with the Return of the Jedi Mafex-Vader as the best of the Mafex. This would be the one I'm sending to the final round, which will be up either tomorrow or Sunday of the what I believe to be the best of the best. Drop a comment below. Let me know which one you like the best. It's just my opinion. This one is not a bad buy, and if you can get cheaper than $60, buy it immediately. Like I said, yours will not look exactly like mine, as yours will still have the PVC, but it's still an amazing figure with a lot of options, and the red eyes are just awesome, and being able to see into them, see it. Now this one, who his legs do come together a little too tight, but that can be fixed. They both come with crossed arms. So I recommend all three. And let me just get back to the price points. $45 to $55 on the Return of the Jedi one. Once again, $45 to $55 on the Revenge of the Sith one. Maybe as high as $60. On the Rogue One version, I recommend you're the best you're going to find. And if you find anything under $60, buy it fast. $60 to $70 is the range, with free shipping usually. That's where I would say for that. And you'll get an amazing figure. All three of these are amazing. I'm lucky to have them. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to the original one that Mafex made, which is rare because usually they improve over time. And they did with different things, but it just has so many great options, and it's so iconic to the movie. Now, the Rogue One is a close second. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, please drop a like and drop a comment. You earned it. You watched this video this long. Now, here come a lot of pictures. A lot. And I hope you will enjoy them. I hope they will show you everything. Once again, they'll be in the same order. ROTJ version, Then it'll be the Rogue One. Excuse me. Then there'll be the Revenge of the Sith one. Then the Rogue One, just based on the chronology of when Mafex released them, not the chronology of when they appear in the movies. So with that, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you can drop a like, a subscription would be great. Anything, and I really appreciate it. Now check the playlist. I have all the other Vaders there, and tomorrow or Sunday I'll come out with the ones that are all the best of the best, and which one I think is the true best definitive version 6-inch right now. That said, there's a SH Figuarts one coming out at the end of the year. It's a Return of the Jedi one. They're doing it all over because they goofed up the first one so bad. And it may be really outstanding based on the early pictures, but you can never really go by the early pictures. So once again, here's our winner. Thank you very much for watching, and may the dark side of the Force be with you. Enjoy the pictures.